Oxnard police are accused of beating up a man who had OD'd on drugs. Robert Ramirez was dead less than an hour after a confrontation on South L Street. Now his family is demanding answers. CBS 2's Christine Lazar tells us they want an investigation into why he had bruises all over his face.
We saw how Robert looked.
A mother demanding answers after she says her 26-year-old son, who died in police custody, was beaten by Oxnard police.
We saw the bruises on his face and body, and we have questions on how that could happen.
He was fighting the officers.
A spokesperson for the Oxnard Police Department described Robert Ramirez as out of control when police responded to a 911 call on June 23rd here on South L Street in Oxnard. Ramirez's family says he had consumed 1/8 of an ounce of methamphetamine and went to a friend's house for help, believing he was overdosing.
So they did their best to try to de-escalate the situation, convince him that the paramedics were coming in to treat him, and it didn't work. So there was a struggle between the individual and the officers.
Police say Ramirez was never shot with a taser gun, hit with a baton, or put in a chokehold. The family's attorney, however, says witnesses agree that Ramirez was noticeably unarmed and never violent with police.
The evidence is very clear that the officers approached him first. The evidence is very clear that they took him to the ground. The evidence is very clear that it appears that they were punching at him.
Ramirez's family and the police department give very different versions of what happened that night, but both sides do agree that Ramirez stopped breathing here on the street when he was in police custody. Ramirez was declared dead at the hospital. An autopsy to determine how he died isn't complete yet. The police officers were wearing digital recording devices during the incident. The family's attorney says he has video, but won't specify whether it shows the alleged beating. 7 Oxnard police officers involved in the incident were put on paid leave, but they're back at work. The department is doing an internal investigation, and the DA's office is conducting a separate review. In Oxnard, Christine Lazar, CBS 2 News.
3 Southern California airports are on a new most